All right, Shalom, Shalom, Mr. Brother Zachariah, come back to you with another one. Now, this is going to be quick, and I'm going to try not to be too long, but, you know, I guess we'll see how the Spirit guides me through this. But first and foremost, I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel. Shalom to you brothers out there that are laboring, enduring the elements, making your body a living sacrifice, trying to seal the elect, making your call and election assured, seeking out your own salvation, as well as you sisters that are learning, listening, and applying, being obedient to your husbands. Shalom, shalom, okay? So this is Brother Zachariah, come back to you with another one. And if you're new to the channel, then you might not be aware, but some of y'all that have subscribed and follow some of my videos, I did a lesson a while back. It was a highways, but it was my sister had came up against me. You know, like, you know, it tells you in the last days, you know, people you know, will hate you. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Yahweh Shai said that they hated him first. Just know that they hated him first. You know, our people, if you know the whole story of him even being crucified, it was our people, it was the Israelites that crucified him. Now it was the Romans, the Edomite Romans, that actually pierced him and did all that stuff to him, but it was our people that voted for him to be crucified. And you know, one of the things they said was let his blood be upon our hands and our children's hands. Okay, so you're gonna have those same spirits are back today, and it could be some of your kinfolk and everything. You know, somebody's got to be the 2/3. You know, you got your 1/3 and you got your 2/3, and the 1/3 are going to be coming back into the law, statutes, and commandments, and come back to the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in these last days. We're going to come back into this wise counsel, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and we're going to try to follow it to the best of our abilities. Okay, but this truth is not for every Israelite. You know, the Bible also says not all Israel is Israel. Okay. So something that was very intriguing was that my sister reached out to me because, you know, she kind of cut me off. She said that, you know, she was marrying this Nigerian guy, which I don't know if it's true or not. Like she suffers from she's schizoparanoia. That's what they say. You know, like at 1 second she'll be like, hey everybody, what's going on, and be all jolly for a while, and then out of the blue she'll just like, look, you know, I'm blocking everybody and I'm no longer on social media. And you're like, what happened? Is it something I said or done? You know, and she'll say, oh, you post too much negative stuff. You know, like me, I post the truth. And I'm like, so you're saying that the Bible is negative? You know, and then she's like, oh, I don't want to argue. And then she'll just go on about her business. But, you know, she's got a spirits on her, you know, and Yahweh Bashir Shah is not dealing with her, you know, and that's just the truth. That's my sister. I love her, but it's the truth, man. You know, so I mean, I don't feel no kind of way, you know, but I'm not gonna like disrespect her or say anything crazy, but you know, she's real. Like even speaking the truth, this holy scriptures is gonna offend people, especially those that are not in this truth. Okay, so she hits me up and she says, you know, this is really about a dream she had. Okay, and she said, hey bro, I had a dream about you, that you was hanging out with a big group of black men, smiling and eating, and you waved at me. Okay, and that's heavy to me. You know, like some people might say, you know, oh, well, that you could just be sitting and eating with some regular people, you know. But when she said that, and me eating with a group of black men and smiling and eating, and I waved at her, it makes me think of, you know, because it tells you that we'll dream dreams and stuff like that in these last days. All right, so hold on, I want to pull some scriptures. All right. Okay, this is the book of Joel, chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 28, and it says, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Okay, so Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to pour his spirit out upon all flesh, which he has done that. You're seeing a lot of people prophesying and dreaming dreams and seeing visions and things in these days. Okay, and it says, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. And I've been seeing a lot of visions. You know, I'm having weird dreams. I'm seeing visions of things. I've had some weird dreams, man. And I've even brought them out in certain lessons. You know, I had one, which I believe it was the it was the great multitude standing before Yahweh Shai, like this real glow, like this it had to be a man that had a glow, because everyone was looking at this man, and they were astonished. Okay, so I had that one. I had one, the war in heaven. I had a dream of that, and it's almost as if I was there. All right, but it says, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. And all right, verse 29, it says, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days I will pour out my spirit. And then verse 30 says, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke, which you're seeing all that today. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. Okay, we've seen a lot of blood moons, okay, before the great and terrible day of the Lord, come. All right, and we know that day is going to be terrible. A lot of people are like, they hasten for the day, but they don't know, hey, he's coming with a sword in his hand. All right, and it says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord, okay, shall be delivered. Okay, so we know the name, and this is why we push the name, because we want our people to call on that name, because that name is a strong tower. All right, that's what's going to deliver you. All right, for in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance. Okay, as the Lord has said, and in the remnant who the Lord shall call. See, so there's a remnant, and that's very important, because like I said, there's some people got to be the 2/3. I pray my sister maybe might come around in these last days, but I don't know. Because she was one of the ones that took the juice, if you know what I'm talking about. So again, she said, hey bro, I had a dream about you, that you was hanging out with a big group of black men smiling and eating, and you waved at me. So I'm back on Facebook to say I love you and stay blessed. I am okay. I'm just staying private, that's all. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm the same way. I stay private. She said, I had a dream that mom told me she hates me, so I avoid her. And she put LOL. I also saw a UFO, aka chariot, in a dream. So I guess that means the Most High angels are protecting us, And she said, I love dad, but I don't talk to him because he was acting jealous like mom when I told him that I had a job and met a nice black man. So I just keep my blessings, which he wasn't really hating on her or nothing. That's all in her head. But she, like I said, she's, man, it's heavy. I did a lesson on it. You guys probably have to go check it out. I don't want to go too much into it, because like I said, I don't want this to be a long lesson, but it's like, it's something plays in her head, and she takes it for true. You know what I'm saying? And no one has ever said or done nothing. Like, I've never done anything to her. Okay? And let's see. She said, I met a nice black man. So she said, so I just keep my blessings on the low because people be hating. Okay? I tell Kenny I love him. And people can't really hate because people don't even know what's going on with her. She's not on really social media like that. She said, tell Kenny, which that's one of our brothers, I love him and I'm fine. I just like to stay private, that's all. I saw on the news that Biden said the inflation will continue in 2024. So save money, keep your rent paid, and stack up on your food, etc. Even if you have to go to the dollar store in Kroger's. Wish you well, bro. Have a blessed day. And then she said, I know you don't do birthdays, but still wish you a blessed one anyways. Which, I don't do it, so why would you even, do that, And see, hers was on the 5th, because we're both born in September. I'm the 11th and she's the 5th, and it's crazy. But, like I said, the world's going to love their own. They're going to continue on. But me, hey, I'm serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, So I'm not into all that. But she said a lot in this, man, and so I'm going to go ahead and just move on from that. She said other stuff, but like I said, that was the key stuff. She had those dreams, the ones of the chariots. With the chariots are what's going to deliver us. In the book of Zechariah, it goes into them. How that, it's a flying roll, and it goes into the size of them. And it also says it's a curse onto these, to the other people. It's a deliverance for us, but it's going to be a curse to these heathen, as well as the 2/3 of our people. All right. But if you read Genesis 41, the 41st chapter, it goes into how, our forefather Joseph, which was one of the sons of Jacob, he went into captivity. His brothers sold him into slavery. He was one that had the coat of many colors, so he was sold into captivity, and he went into Egypt. But one of the ways he gained favor unto the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh had his dreams, but he couldn't make sense of it. And Joseph had the gift of interpreting dreams, okay? So, you know, a lot of times, like my sister was saying what she was saying, and I feel like, you know, I can interpret it, you know, what she was saying, you know, because she talked about the, you know, the whole me sitting with these black men, which we know, like, we're not really black men, we're melanated, you know, so we come in all shapes, you know, shades of brown, okay? You know, you got some of us that are Israelites, we might look like the other nations, okay? But I perceive that to be the 144,000, you know, not saying that I am the 144,000. Hey, I don't know, you know, but the Bible does say put on as the elect, okay? Which the elect is not just the 44,000, by the way. That's, you know, there's going to be believing men, women, and children that will be delivered, okay? But this is Revelation 7:4. It says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 in all of the tribes of the children of Israel. Okay, this is your 144,000. You know, this is the ruling class. These are those that are going to be ruling underneath Yahweh Shai. Okay, and this is another one going into the 144,000. All right, and it says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. You know, the scriptures also says, you know, mark those, you know, in the foreheads, those that sigh and cry are the abominations. And this is what the men of the Lord are doing in these days. They're seeing all these abominations going on and stuff, and we're crying out, you know. And one of the ways we're crying out is through these lessons, going out on the highways and hedges. You know, we're crying about these abominations. When we pray, you know, when we pray in secret, you know, find a secret place and pray unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we're praying, you know, sighing and crying of these abominations. So he's marking those men in their foreheads, you know, okay? And it says, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man can learn that song but the 144,000, okay? Which that's this truth. This truth, man, that's going out, you know, throughout the four corners of the earth, which were redeemed from the earth, okay? These are they which were not defiled with women, you know, going into your philosophies and everything, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God into the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. And this is heavy, man. But she said she saw me sitting with these men, smiling and eating. And see, she's spiritual because, you know, like I said, she talked about the chariots, but she also went into inflation, which, and we got to talking in our conversation about how food is going up. It's food, and I told her, like, my biggest bill is actually groceries. I'm spending more on groceries than I am on my rent, you know, transportation, my phone bill, all that. Even all that combined, I'm spending more on food, man. Okay, so, you know, it's heavy, and you know, but while our people, you know, are still staying in their folly, like, she started to get offended at the end because we got to talking about other things, and she's talking down on kinfolk, even though they're in the world, but she's talking them down when she's not righteous herself. You know, she's not even trying. And when you mention anything about the Bible, she gets offended. So, but yet you think, you know, because her whole thing is about money, you know, and I mentioned, you know, the love of money is the root of all evil. And that's all she speaks about. I'm getting this money. I'm getting this money. You know, they jealous of me because of this job. No one's jealous of you, you know. If anything, the right spirit to be in is to be vexed with this place, man, because this is hell. But our people are, you know, they want this place to continue. They actually, spiritually, they do not want Yahweh Shai to return. And I believe, like, through the spirit, she's one of them spirits that don't want him to return. That's why whenever you bring out this gospel and this truth, it offends them and they get mad, you know. So eventually she's probably going to inbox me and say, oh, I blocked you again, which she does it all the time, you know. She's like, it's like she's schizo. 1 second everything's cool, and the next minute, you know, she's, you know, saying all types of evil about you, which I got that scripture as well. But, you know, as far as her going into talking about the food and all that, I'm not even worried about the food and stacking food up, because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is going to bless us. I told her the angels are going to protect us, you know, and I believe through the Spirit I've had encounter with angels, which we're going to get into that here in a little bit. But, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua made manna fall from heaven. You know, Yahweh Shai fed people with 2 fish and loaves of bread, man. Okay, so he fed thousands, you know, doing that. Those are miracles, man. And so miracles, and we have that faith. We believe, man, the angels are going to protect us. You know, the Bible tells you that there's angels around us unawares, man. Okay, which I'm going to get that as well. But this is Isaiah 65:13, you know. So if she wants to stay in the world and she's not hearkening to what I'm bringing out, because I'm sharing this truth with her, okay? And it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. So she's talking about this inflation, and she might be stacking her food up, but another thing, that stuff's going to perish. We know in the last days, your neighbor is not going to have pity on his neighbor, and they're going to go door to door, you know, destroying people's homes for food. You know, women are going to be raped. You know, it tells you she that is my enemy, you know, she's going to see it, you know, and she's going to be trotting down in the streets. You know, so I pray that if my sister, you know, I pray that she wakes up and be delivered. But if she is really, truly an enemy of me and Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, she'll be trodden down. But again, it says, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay? And that's going to happen to a lot of these women out here that are proud. A lot of them that are trusting in their riches. You know, it tells you in the scriptures that riches profit not in the day of destruction, man. You know, them riches are not going to get you nowhere. You trusting in money. And I showed her about the MOTB because there's a video that just surfaced. You know, brothers were at a store and it's showing where, you know, you got to pay with your palm. You know, now, of course, you can still pay with the money right now, but I told her that I was letting her know the dollar's going to crash and everybody's going to be tried. You're going to have that MOTB. And yeah, you're going to have food, but that's going to eventually run out. See, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to allow that to happen too. He's going to, because he speaks of famines. He's going to let people, he's going to let it happen to test you and see where you really lie. Are you going to trust in him? Or are you going to be like, man, I'm hungry, and you're going to give in and you're going to go take that MOTB? This is why it's good to learn now about fasting. No, not you know, I got it to where I'm eating like 2 meals a day. Now, every now and then I might do 3, but I do 2 meals a day, you know. And, you know, some of these holy days, you know, brothers, we fast. You know, Day of Atonement is a 24-hour fast. Those are, to me, really, you know, it's also conditioning us for what's to come. You know, can you go 24 hours without food and water? You know, will you be all right? Are you going to give in? You know, because this devil's going to come down on us with great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. All right. But like I said, my sister, you know, she said a lot of things about me. And the lesson I spoke, you know, and I'm just briefly bringing some things out. She blocked me and said, and she texted me and said that I'm just letting you know I blocked you because, you know, the stuff that you post, I got Nigerian friends and I got, you know, Jewish friends. And she said that it might offend them. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I think she just made it up because they're not going to see what I post because they don't follow me. You do. They're not going to get on your page and look at your page to see my stuff through your page. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was really, to me, it was a bunch of baloney, man. She was just saying that because she really just wanted to cut me off. The word cuts deep, man. This word cuts deep. And it makes people, they'll come up against you. So she wasn't rocking with it, man. And that's cool. You know, it is what it is. I understand this truth ain't for everybody. It's not going to be for all of our kinfolk, you know. But this is Luke 6, and I'm going to start at verse 22. And it says, blessed are ye when men shall hate you, when they shall separate you from their company. And that's what she did. And shall reproach you, and shall cast your name out as evil. So she'll say, like, oh, you posting hate. That's what what she basically was pushing for the Son of Man's sake, because we're doing this not for our own sake. We're doing this because we're seeking out our own salvation. We're doing this because we're commanded to by Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Okay? So it says, you know, in verse 23, we're not supposed to be down, feel bad about it. We're not supposed to apologize or none of that. You know, I could tell her, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm not going to change. I'm going to keep doing the work, you know. Because I fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay? It said, but verse 23, it says, rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy. So that's what you're supposed to do. Rejoice and leap for joy. Okay? For behold, your reward is great in heaven. So those things are confirmation that you have a reward in heaven, and it's great. Okay? For in like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. So a lot of our peoples, you know, did this to the prophets of old. You know, you had kinfolk turn on you. And Yahweh Shai says that he's not bringing peace on the earth. He's coming with division. Okay? People are going to turn against each other. It's going to be mother against daughter, son against father, father against son, mother against daughter. It's going to be daughter against son, you know, or brother against sister, sister against brother, all that. It's going to be a lot of that. You know, people are going to come up against each other, you know, brother against brother, all that, sister against sister. People are going to turn on each other. All right. And you're going to see a lot of that. So things like that don't bother me. All right. But going back to this, man, you know, about the angels, you know, I've had encounter with what I believe to be angels. You know, I believe this one guy came to my job and he was a Issacharite. He looked like an Issacharite brother. Okay, he really looked like that guy. I don't know if y'all ever watched the movie Ant-Man, but he looked like the guy off of Ant-Man. The Issacharite guy in that movie. You know, he tell the stories and all that. He looked like him kind of, and he was driving a FedEx truck, and he came to our company. But the crazy thing is, I have not seen that guy lately. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen him anymore. So it makes me think like him coming and all that, he was an angel, man. And one day he came out, you know, he was coming to get a delivery from us, and he just looked at me, and I was outside, and I was pretty much waiting on my ride, you know, leaving work. And he looked at me and he said, you know what? You're going to make a good supervisor one day. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I didn't say anything. But I was thinking inside, I was to myself, and I'm like, how do you know I'm not a supervisor already? Which technically I am a supervisor on my job. And he said this. So, you know, which I don't go by that title because I don't want no title or none of that. I just do my work. I go in there and do that. You know, that's why they have me train people, you know. But he said, you'll make a good supervisor one day. Okay. And, you know, but Hebrews 13:12, it says, be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. And he's came to my job several times after that. You know, I've had other encounters with him, and the guy has a really good spirit on him, man. And it's almost make me think that he's an angel. Now, he might not be, I don't know, but he just said some really real weird things. Like, he knew my name was Will and everything, man. You know, it was just crazy. And I'm like, man, this is, I'm like, man, this guy's got to be an angel. So I always was very, very polite to this guy, man. Every time, you know, he come around, because I'm like, you know, you got to be careful, man. People be angels, man. Yahweh Shem outside sends angels. And this guy could very well be an angel. You know, and I believe I was doing a lesson about the angels unawares. I did a lesson on it. And this guy come by and he complimented my garment. And he was in the background, so I didn't get to look at his face or nothing. But he walked by and he's like, I love your garment. He didn't say garment, he called it something else, but he said and then he said 12 tribes, and he walked past, you know, and it was just weird, man. And it kind of froze me up a little bit, you know, I almost was like, man, should I like stop the lesson and follow this guy and ask him if, you know, the angel? But I didn't. Like, the spirit, it just had me. I took the compliment and everything, and you know, and I was telling him, you know, thank you, you know, for that compliment and everything. But I just kind of froze up, and I'm just thinking, like, this guy is an angel, man. But he was already gone. But it was heavy, man. I actually, you know, like I said, I took that clip and shared it on social media platforms and everything. But this guy, but back to the other guy, which I believe he was an angel as well. You know, he said, I'll make a good supervisor. Okay. So I looked up this word supervisor, and it says a person who supervises a person or an activity. Okay. And you could think supervisor like supervisor on a job, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the 144,000 that's a job. That's a job that they're going to have. That's a responsibility. Okay. And you look up similar words of supervisor. You got manager, director, administrator, which a lot of guys are administrators on YouTube. Okay. You know, they call them administrators and stuff. But look, overseer, controller, boss, chief, You know, chief was used for the, you know, the Gadites and stuff. You know, people like, I'm a chief. All right, look, superintendent, inspector, head, governor. That's the elect. The 144,000 are going to be the governing body, okay, under Yahweh Shai. So governor is under there. And it made me think, you know, like maybe he could be saying you will make a good governor, you know, when he said the word supervisor, you know, the governing body of Yahweh Shai. So that was heavy to me, man. You know, like I said, you know, I've had some really strange dreams, visions. Look, superior is another word, organizer. Look, organizing, because we're going to organize things, man. We got to put this, we got the 144,000 going to have to whip this planet back into shape. You know, because the Bible says that earth abideth forever, okay? So it won't be destroyed, but certain places are going to get, you know, annihilated, especially, you know, Babylon the Great is going to be annihilated, man. So, you know, but everything's going to have to be put together, back together, man. The kingdom of heaven is going to be established. That's going to, and then these nations, you know, they're going to need a governing body. And that governing body is going to be the elect, you know, the 144,000 under Yahweh Shai, okay? So you got organizer, conductor, steward, foreman, ganger, honcho, and you know, these are similar words. But that governor word really stuck out to me, man. And that's heavy, you know. So like I said, she was dreaming those, you know, having those dreams. She dreamed about the chariots, which that's our deliverance. And maybe she dreamed those dreams just to share it with me, so I can do this very lesson. All right, you know. So I just wanted to share that with y'all through the spirit. You know, it's heavy, you know. And I love my sister, man. I pray that, you know, she repents and comes back to Yahweh Shem Shah. But I don't know, man. You know. Like I said, you don't know what people have done in their past lives, and you don't know what they've done in their this life today. And sometimes you can do certain offenses that could, you know, Yahweh Shem Shah, to where he's not dealing with you. You know, a lot of our people are going to have to know death by pain, man. You know, come back, you know, in the kingdom through the loins of the elect. Okay. So that's something that you have to understand in these days. But, you know, this was a faith booster to me. Personally, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it could be a Facebook booster to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know. I'm sure you brothers, some of you brothers might have had encounters with angels. You know, or maybe you don't even know it, but you could have had encounters with angels, and you don't even know it. But maybe you might ponder on it and think, you know, hey, maybe that time I ran into so and so, and it was weird interaction. That could have been an angel. You know, you just never know. Okay. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, okay? And I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel. And shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Until the next one, shalom.